In today's video, we're going to be having a conversation about what's been going on in the Pokemon market and discuss a couple of things that have been going on behind the scenes. But before we jump into it, as always, we do weekly giveaways. All you have to do to enter is leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We post pre-recorded content for you to do so each and every week. And lastly, if you have not done so already, we have a bunch of links down in the description below to check out any of the awesome things we're doing within the community. We have 6 slots left for our Patreon wholesale tier, so if you want access to not only Pokemon product, but other ancillary products such as Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and so on and so forth at wholesale, highly recommend you check that out. But outside of that, if you want to be part of the awesome community of like-minded individuals, please click the link down below for our Discord. You can check that out and join the community. But before we jump into the video, today is Monday, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know what that means. We've got ourselves some weekly winners. So drum roll for those of you guys that were winners. Want to give a couple of shout outs to Corey Donmeyer, Kajudo Girl, I think I'm saying that right, and Connor McLear. If you want to claim your prizes, all you have to do is add me on Discord and then go through the verification process of sending a screenshot of your information and then verifying that we can ship it to you. For those of last week, I do apologize for the delay. I'm just coming back from being sick for the past week again, so that was really fun. So I'm a little bit behind on those, but I should get all caught up for our weekly winners this week. But now that we got that out of the way, let's jump into it. One quick thing I wanted to mention before we fully roll into it though, I had made a post, obviously my most recent video, where we were discussing the Scarlet and Violet My Final Review. And I wanted to make a little bit of a correction, and I was a little confused at first because I had a couple of people commenting about it, and then I realized my error after doing a little bit of research. So the cards that we recently talked about with Triple Beat, those are not going to be included in Scarlet and Violet. So traditionally speaking, when it comes to sets within Japan, usually you have set 1, Japan release, set 2, Japan release, and then these two sets are combined and they are going to be all a part of one English set. So, however, things are a little bit different this time around. So, if you don't know, originally we were supposed to have Scarlet and Violet base set be released in February, but presumably the reason why it got delayed was because of the special release of the set Crown Zenith, and so they shifted Paldea Evolved, which is going to be our second set for English, from May to June. So presumably with that kind of general shift, it took the chunk of Triple Beat and it's going to put it actually in the second half of our English set, along with what the presumable second half Japanese set is going to be, Clay Burst and Snow Hazard. So more or less, the set itself for the Japanese version, to my knowledge, all of those cards should be the English version, which was quite curious to me because traditionally you don't see something like that. I don't know if you want to correct me on that, something that they've always done for base set. But I mean, obviously, if you look at the history of the Sword and Shield era set, that's definitely not how it's been for the majority of the set. So wanted to just kind of make that clear so that there wasn't any more confusion. So all of the cards that were last revealed that we took a look at yesterday for Triple Beat, with the gold cards of the 3 starters and just the remaining designs, that is not going to be in the Scarlet and Violet set, which is kind of a disappointment because the set itself, obviously we're not the biggest fan of big sets, but I feel like when you have the new Terra Pokemon, they didn't really include a lot of Terra Pokemon in the Scarlet and Violet set, so I feel like it was a little bit of a missed opportunity, but obviously it is the base set. It's considered to be, historically an underwhelming set compared to most of the second half era of whatever the generation is, but still, I mean, for what it is, it looks like a really good set, so more or less, but I digress with that. But jumping into the topic and having the conversation now that I've made that correction, let's talk about what's been going on in the market recently. So we're going to look and see just general prices, and then I'm going to talk about, you guys, what's been going on a little bit behind the scenes, because I get asked a lot of questions relative to what's been going on in the market. Hey, Eli, do you know if there's supplies coming? Like, what's just kind of going on, right? Couple of things of note that I wanted to kind of bring attention to. Lost Origin booster boxes. Guys, if you haven't been paying attention to the price of Lost Origin booster boxes, they've been kind of going crazy a little bit. The price of them is pushing $150. It has been absolutely nothing but a just skyrocket. Not to mention too, if we're talking about loose packs, remember when we were having a conversation about the just loose pack value for Silver Tempest, comparing it to Lost Origin, and how I was saying that it wouldn't surprise me if over the long term Silver Tempest did outperform Lost Origin. Well, if we go and take a look at the Silver Tempest loose packs, we know that obviously in terms of verified sellers, roughly around the cheapest price is around $375, but it's a small amount, so really $387, $390 is what you're looking at. But if we go take a look at some of the prices for Lost Origin, we can see that most recently we've seen an actual climb of prices per pack, being listed at $378, $379 being the cheapest. So Silver Tempest is still more expensive in terms of singles, but Lost Origin is going on a run right now. It is absolutely going crazy. So fascinating to see if you've been paying attention to that in the market. Obviously the Lost Origin booster box, I mean, just look at the last month, right? Like it flatlined at 135, 134. Silver Tempest looks like it was going to outpace Lost Origin relatively soon. And then all of a sudden, within literally a week, it just said, nah, yeah, hold my beer. We're going to 150. So I don't know what's been going on with buyouts, but apparently that happened all within a week. So crazy to see. And if we're taking a look at Silver Tempest, Silver Tempest, it's kind of just gone sideways, just 135, not really doing much. But yeah, just very curious to see when taking a look at what's been going on in the market. Evolving Skies booster boxes. Evolving Skies booster box. I mean, let's just look at this chart, guys. This is the chart that represents what's going on right now with Evolving Skies. And if we don't look at the picture product, which is the loose packs or the Japanese packs, if we don't look at the, listed sellers that are unverified, right? So they don't have the star symbol next to them, or the 0%ers, because we don't know if they're real or fake. Most of the time they're fake. What do we see as the next up price? $399.99. So $400. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently on the brink of seeing $400 Evolving Skies booster boxes. And I know that there was a video that was recently made by Danny Phantom, and he was just having a conversation about his general thoughts on, hey, do I think Evolving Skies is going to get, a reprint? Do I not think it's going to get a reprint? Who freaking knows at this point? If you asked me 6 months ago, I'd say yes. But at this point, it's really kind of hard to know. And more or less his sentiment was, as far as we know, if things just keep going the way they're going right now, prices are just going to keep going up, which, I mean, that just totally makes sense because the demand for this product is absolutely insane. And obviously, if we look at the history of Pokemon and what they've done to address evolutions, and we look at the history of Pokemon and what they've done to address Roaring Skies, we would like to hope that history repeats itself. But, ultimately, for now, we're just looking at Evolving Skies and we're saying this thing is just going to continue to go up until things change. So quite fascinating. Not to mention too, we had a little bit of a conversation about this on our most recent live stream, so I checked this out. But I watched the video, confirmed it. So if you guys don't know who Football Pete is, he is one of the biggest sellers, if not the biggest seller on eBay when it comes to Pokemon product. And basically he was asked on an eBay Live, didn't know what that was. I had to kind of research and understand what the heck's an eBay Live. You had to actually go download the eBay app if you didn't already and watch the live where he did Q&As and discussed some questions about what's going on with Pokemon reprints. Is there any sort of reprints coming with that? And from the video, if you go look at the 2-minute snippet, he basically said, from my contacts at the Pokemon company, I've been informed that we shouldn't expect any news of any sort of reprint until May. And what's crazy about that is he didn't say confirmation reprints were coming. He said any sort of news or any sort of new information. There's not even a guarantee that there's going to be reprints, just basically kind of hold on your hats. Now, whether you agree with that time frame, whether you don't agree with that time frame, obviously you're just going to have to kind of take everything with a grain of salt, as we've always done. But I've had some other individuals who I've had conversations with who basically said some other big sources who, Island Grown, for example, has said a very similar thing. So kind of fascinating to see how the market is shaping up. And this ties into the video I posted on Monday as well, which is, evolving skies. We don't have any sort of product, in terms of booster boxes, ETBs that are coming, but they've been really pumping out sealed product that they've been putting evolving skies packs into, and it's just been a continuous theme. So, and we just actually had a most recent resupply, and so that's also going to be a part of today's conversation. And what was the resupply of product that we got? We got some more, and this is a resupply. This is not a reprint. This is just going to be more product floating on the market. So be on the lookout for this. It's not going to be like, oh my gosh, Eli, you got hundreds of elite trainer boxes. Congratulations. No, it's not. It's like 30 ETBs, a couple of cases here and there, but just wanted you guys to be kind of aware of that. We had some Brilliant Star elite trainer boxes, and this is coming not from a third party. This is coming straight from the Pokemon company. I just got this phone call today from my distributor. Basically, he's like, hey, I can get you 100 elite trainer boxes of Brilliant Star. I'm like, cool. He's like, I've got some Crown Zenith. I got 3 cases I can get you for Crown Zenith. Cool. Virizion V boxes, he said I could get, or not Virizion V, sorry, Infinite V boxes. He said I could get you some of those. I could get you some Mew decks. I could get you some sleeve, check lane blisters of Silver Tempest. And I can't remember if there was one more product or not. There might be one that I'm missing, but no booster boxes. Nothing in terms of like real crazy product. I guess you say Brilliant Star ETBs is, quote unquote a crazy product, but ultimately at the end of the day, this is more just resupply product that we've been getting, like the V Striker tins that recently came out not too long ago, like some of the other V boxes that have just been kind of thrown at us, or some of the pre-release kits, right? So what's more or less been going on behind the scenes is the Pokemon company is looking at distributors and saying, hey guys, you can't give anything to your guys' retailers because most of you guys are selling out at this point. We feel bad. Here's some ancillary product we're going to give you, but we don't have booster boxes. I think at one point we had like a Silver Tempest, resupply, but it was so small it wasn't even worth having a conversation about, because obviously, you look at the market and sure, you can maybe make an argument that the reason why Lost Origin has been moving up and Silver Tempest hasn't been is because that small resupply. But even then, it's like, I feel like that's a stretch to even say what has been going on more or less with that. So just kind of taking a look at it all face value, you're just saying, all right, what is the general situation that we're looking at? Certain products are going to do what certain products are doing, such as Evolving Skies. Prices are just going to continue to climb. Silver Tempest is going sideways, but other sets such as Lost Origin are just continuing to climb once again. Scarlet and Violet, booster boxes for that flatlined a little bit at around that 120 price point, and now they are climbing back up again, pushing that $130 price point. Would not surprise me if it continued to do so, as we are getting close to the release week. We've got about 2 weeks away or so before we have the official silver border transition. There's already been some leak videos that have been coming out and people showing some of the pulls that they've gotten. So really exciting to obviously have that happen. But we're still just watching the price of this product continue to climb, and that's kind of the expectation, I guess, going forward on this until we hear any sort of more information or news. But what's really, once again, going on in the market? Just more price action going upwards, more volatility. Basically, you kind of look and say to yourself, hey, which one of these booster boxes do I expect is going to go up? Well, so far, every single one of them. Obviously, as a I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. I am always very much on the approach of just wait, be patient, always making sure you're making decisions non-emotionally and rationally. But even if you would listen to my, non-financial advice and you said to yourself, yeah, Eli, I'm going to get in Silver Tempest, $90 a box, right? You could have gone into Astral Radiance and said, nah, Eli, I'm going to get an Astral Radiance booster box at $82, right? And you would have done just as well because everything is just going up, right? It's like the saying when you're in a bull market, anyone becomes an expert, right? Like anyone can sit here and be like, I freaking called it, man. Like, sure, they're gonna have general percentages and you can be right on that. But for the most part, right, when it comes to the truth about like who knows what's going on in the market. It's usually when it comes to downturns and which is going to be producing the best when looking at, you know, stocks and cryptos and other items. This is a little bit different because it is Pokemon, but it's still somewhat comparable when looking at, you know, I think X set is going to do well because of, for this reason, right? But, you know, I kind of digress with that. But at the end of the day, just waiting to hear what's going to kind of happen. If, you know, Football Pete is 100% true, we're going to have to wait till May and see if that's gonna come to fruition. But ultimately, we're just kind of sitting on our hands and just waiting and getting some small resupplies here and there from the Pokemon company. But as far as it goes, that is all for today's video. A little bit of a shorter one. I want to thank you guys all so much for stopping by and watching. As always, we do weekly giveaways. All you have to do to enter is leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We post pre-recorded content for you so each and every week. And if you want to join the community anyway, or check out our Patreon, as we do have 6 slots left for our wholesale access tier. Links down in the description below for that, as well as our Discord, where you can join the awesome community of like-minded individuals. But thank you all so much for watching. Until then, I will see you all on Wednesday. Peace.